I'm Greg, sailor, bagpiper, and all-around jack of all trades. Another day, fiberglassing. This process is a little bit longer, more time-consuming. I don't know what it is. I can grind away a little bit to clean up the last round of fiberglass, and then do another layup, and then there's not much else we can do until that fiberglass kicks and cures. So we're going to go up and take a look, probably do some grinding on the patch that we did yesterday, and then move around and do a little bit of grinding on the other places where I'm going to have to do some work. And then if I'm lucky, maybe we can do like 3 layups in a row, just do layups on each one of the repair jobs we've got to do. So let's go take a look and see what we're going to do. Okay, so making progress. It is pretty darn solid. Gotta fill this area a lot more. So I think we're going to use more of the mat, which is really strong and it's a lot thicker and will build up much faster. So we'll use the mat, and then at the very end we'll put a couple of layers of just the woven cloth on top of it. So we're going to grind this down a little bit to smooth all of this out, and then we'll cut some more cloth to lay up in there. Then we'll go down, grind up that spot, and see what else we've got to do. I guess I can also take the rest of the port lights out, but first things first, I'm going to go put on my PPE, and then we'll start grinding away. So this is interesting. There were 2 repairs done here. Here's one smaller repair, and then someone had done a larger repair on top of it. And the larger repair was very poorly done. They didn't even grind down to bare fiberglass. They just tried to do the repair on top of the original gel coat and paint, which is why it didn't stick and it just peeled right off. So this is a good repair job, very solid. It's a little cracked through here, so I've just got to fill it, repair this, and then lay some more glass across the whole thing, span all of this, really build this all up and strengthen this section, which is just filling this in with some mat and then 3 or 4 layers of cloth over top the whole thing, and then fare it all down and go from there. So I have my 3 repairs all ready for epoxy. Well, actually, I've just got to get a brush up here, wipe them all off, clean them up a little bit, and then start cutting cloth and laying up. I also have to do a couple of little spots in various places. There's one little dimple up on the cabin top that something must have come down, and there's a little spider crack, so I want to fix that. And then there are a couple of along this leading edge, or this edge of the hull, excuse me, there's a little crack up there, a little ding taken out. There's a couple of little dings around the stern section. So I'll have to mix up some epoxy and some filler. I'm going to have to get my Dremel and clean these up a little bit and then work on those. I think I'm going to grab my Dremel and try to clean up all of these other little areas first, and then we'll get everything done all at once. Do a mix up epoxy and just get all the epoxy going. Grab the Dremel and let's go at it. So starting all the way up here at the bow, here's the little one. This one is much smaller until I start grinding away at it, and then it turns out to be a little bit bigger. Now you can see this ding here, a couple of dings there. This corner has been pretty badly chipped up. So I'm going to grind it down so that it's clean. And then ultimately we'll sort of lay tape along here, put the filler in, the tape will hold the filler up, and then we'll be able to sand it back down to fair. Then I think we have everything that needs to be fiberglassed cleaned up. I don't see any other damage anywhere. Okay, the port side stanchion base, where a repair had been done before and then another repair done on top of it, and that one was crap and literally just peeled off. So I've ground that one, we ground all down. I think I want to do a little bit of thickened epoxy as a base, because there are some gaps and things that I just want to fill with epoxy. And then figured, well, as long as, if I'm going to do that first before I do the layup on the other areas, if I'm making some thickened epoxy, well, that's what I'm going to use to fill all the chips all around the top edges of the hull. So I just went up and put tape against the hull to give me sort of a backstop for the thickened epoxy that I'm going to pour into all those little dings to fill those dings. You know, epoxy mixed with fairing compound. And I'm going to do that up right now and just sort of fill that in, and then we'll do that project quickly. So I'm going to mix up some epoxy right now and then add some filler to it. So this is the first one. We got the tape along the outside so the epoxy can't go down any farther. And you can see, hopefully, that I think that's done a good job, and then all I have to do is come back and sand off what's on top. Okay, so all the filler is done, and now I've mixed up another batch of resin. right, now we'll move down to the next spot. And this repair is not going to be anywhere near as extensive as the other ones. Another day at the boat. I'm going to call it a day at this point. There's not much more I can do until the epoxy cures and I can grind it all down, so we'll come back out tomorrow. So thank you for watching SV Slow Air. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed the videos and the content that I'm providing, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can get updates as soon as they come out again. So stay tuned for the next episode of the sailing vessel Slow Air.